Yo, what is good YouTube? It's the Deli back with another Destiny 2 Onslaught build video, and today we're going to look at my Arc Titan. In this build, we're going to be able to constantly spam storm grenades that chase enemies on their own. We're also going to make tons of orbs for our fire team and constantly have armor charge. Let's take a look at the build. Alright, now let's take a look at our exotic armor of choice. We're going to be using the Heart of Inmost Light. Its armor perk is Overflowing Light. Using an ability, Grenade, Melee, or Barricade empowers the other two abilities. Empowered means abilities have faster regen, melees and grenades do more damage, and barricades have more hit points. This is a very good exotic for cycling abilities, and it's going to play into our grenade spam aspect of the build, so we're going to be able to constantly spam storm grenades. Very strong exotic. Alright, now let's take a look at our exotic weapon of choice. We are going to be using the Dead Messenger exotic grenade launcher. Its intrinsic trait is Trinary Vision. One-shot handheld grenade launcher. Projectiles release a fan of 3 energy waves on contact with the ground. Its trait is the Fundamentals. Changes this weapon's damage type cycling between Solar, Arc, and Void. Grants different stats based on your selected damage type. We're going to be using this on Arc, and we also have Demolitionist. Since we can craft this weapon, this plays very well into our grenade spam. Very strong exotic. It shoots like a wave frame. It's just a huge wave of just arc energy. Very strong. Okay, now let's take a look at our super abilities, aspects, and fragments. We are going to be on Thunder Crash. You could run Fist of Havoc. You're going to be able to stun unstoppable champions while using Fist of Havoc since it causes blinding. But I just like using Thunder Crash. A nice little quick super. Does a lot of damage. For the abilities, we're going to be using Thruster since it has a really fast cooldown. We're also going to be running some armor mods that play into our grenade cooldown. Very good class ability for this build. For our jump, we're on Strafe Lift. This is just preference. On our melee, I like to use Thunderclap because it's easy to cycle Heart of Inmost Light with Thunderclap, but you could sub this out for anything you want here. I just like Thunderclap. And for the grenade, we are going to be on Storm Grenade with a certain aspect. This is going to allow our Storm Grenade to chase combatants. This is a very good grenade. Now, taking a look at our first aspect, we are going to be using Touch of Thunder. Your Flashbang, Pulse, Lightning, and Storm Grenades have enhanced functionality. Since we're using Storm Grenade, after detonating, it creates a roaming thundercloud that tracks nearby targets and fires bolts of lightning at foes beneath it. Using the Storm Grenade in tandem with Touch of Thunder is going to allow us to basically become ZEUS. We're going to just spam lightning. We're going to spam our Dead Messenger, which is going to give us more grenade energy back. And we're just going to basically just electrify the whole battlefield. Very strong aspect. For our second aspect, I'm on Knockout. Critically wounding a target or breaking their shields infuses your melee attacks with arc energy and increases your melee range and damage for a short time. Defeating a target with melee attacks starts health regeneration and makes you amplified. We're going to constantly be amplified, and this is really good because when we do get a melee hit, it's going to heal us. Now, taking a look at our first fragment of choice, we are going to be using Spark of Shock, our arc grenades jolt targets. This is really nice. We're going to be able to apply Jolt with this. This is a -10 to discipline, but that doesn't matter. With all of our grenade cooldown and regeneration we're going to be running, we're going to be able to spam a lot anyway. For our second arc fragment, we're going to be using Spark of Ions. Defeating a jolted target creates an ionic trace. This is really nice because we're going to be able to spam our grenade, making tons of ionic traces, which gives us class ability energy, so we can spam our thruster ability a lot more. Alright, now taking a look at our third fragment, we're going to be using Spark of Beacons. While you are amplified, your arc special weapon final blows create a blinding explosion. This is really nice since we can make our Dead Messenger arc. It's going to allow us to blind enemies. Very nice fragment to pair with Dead Messenger. Alright, now taking a look at our final fragment, we're going to be using Spark of Amplitude. Rapidly defeating targets while you are amplified creates an orb of power. This is a really nice fragment because we're going to constantly be amplified and we're going to create tons of orbs of power, not just for ourselves, but for our fire team as well. Now let's take a look at our weapons of choice. I am using the Fatebringer Time Loss here in this kinetic slot. You could sub this out for something else. I just have this to take care of unstoppable champions, but if you are running Fist of Havoc, you could sub this out for anything else. We already went over our energy weapon slot, the Dead Messenger. If you do not have Dead Messenger, you could actually use the Buried Bloodline. This actually is very good in this build as well because you can get Devour, which is going to give you even more grenade energy, and you're going to be able to heal yourself on kill. It's really nice, and I like to pair that with a New Pacific Epitaph. I have Demolitionist on mine, so if you don't have the Dead Messenger but you do have the Buried Bloodline, that is another weapon combo you could run in this build. And for our heavy slot, I'm using an Arc machine gun, the Song of Ur-Ute. I have Reconstruction and Sword Logic on mine. You could sub this out for a rocket launcher if you do have a teammate using Zenithal Mask. You could sub it out for a grenade launcher. I just really like machine guns for the ad clear portion. Now for the boss round, I do like to switch my Song of Ur-Ute and Dead Messenger around. I'll switch this to just anything else, and then I'll sub my Song of Ur-Ute for a Thunderlord. It's going to allow you to do pretty easy damage, pretty brain dead damage. Just hold the trigger, and then you can pop your super when the boss gets kind of low. I also do like to swap my Heart of Inmost Light for the Cuirass of the Falling Star to do nice burst damage. Now let's take a look at our armor mods. On our helmet, we're going to be using 1 Harmonic Siphon, Rapid Arc Weapon Final Blows, create an Orb of Power. Our second helmet mod is going to be Ashes to Assets, gain bonus super energy on grenade kills. We're going to be able to get our super back really fast since we're going to be spamming those storm grenades. This is a really nice mod in this build. For our final helmet mod, we're going to be using 1 special ammo finder so we can constantly have ammo for our Dead Messenger. Now taking a look at our gauntlets, we're going to be running 1 firepower, so when we get final blows with our storm nade, we create orbs of power. We're also going to be running 2 grenade kickstarts. When your grenade energy is fully expended, your armor charge is consumed, and you gain grenade energy for each armor charge used. This is really nice. This is going to allow us to get that storm nade really fast, and pairing it with Demolitionist and some other mods we're running, we're going to just be able to constantly throw that grenade. Now taking a look at our chest armor, we're going to be running 1 charged up to increase the maximum number of stacks of armor charge. This is going to pair very well with our grenade kickstart. And then for these last 2 mods, this is just preference. I like to run whatever the threat is in the activity I'm in. On our leg armor, we're going to be running 1 Harmonic Scavenger, so when we do pick up special ammo bricks, we get more ammo for our Dead Messenger. We're running 1 Innervation. This is nice since we're constantly going to be making orbs of power. When we do pick up an orb of power, it's going to reduce our grenade cooldown, allowing us to get that storm nade even faster. We're also going to be running stacks on stacks, so when we do pick up an orb of power, it's going to grant us 2 stacks of armor charge instead of 1. And finally, on our Titan mark, we're going to be running double bomber. This is really nice since we're going to be using the thruster class ability, which has a very low cooldown, so when we use that thruster, we're going to get even more reduced grenade cooldown. And we're also going to be running 1 reaper, so when we do use our thruster ability, we're going to be able to create an orb of power on our next final blow. So here's a quick summary of the build. You can see all my armor mods here. My stat distribution, I would say Resilience and Discipline are the most focused stats you need. The artifact mod does not really matter in this build. There's not any arc focused artifact mods this season. Here's a look at my weapons and their respective roles. Also, here is a quick look at my Titan's drip if you want to see which armor pieces and shader I used. Alright, now that's going to be it for the build. If you tried this build out and liked it, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn that notification bell on for more Destiny 2 Onslaught build videos coming very soon. The dim link will be down in the description below. My name is The Deli. Thanks again, and peace.
Same way.